So my next question, which is not really related to the topic of today, but which I need to get out of the way, it was initially what I wanted to talk to you about, but so much time has passed. But I still need to ask. After the election, there was a lot of theories around how black men made Kamala Harris lose the election. So I want to ask, how important were black men to the outcome of the election in 2024?
Um, it's a good question. I can't remember the numbers offhand. I know that it was more than what Trump got last time around, and obviously it was bigger. It was a bigger turnout as far as black people in general towards Trump this time around. But I don't remember it being massive. But here's the thing that people have to remember: there's an entitlement issue when it comes to Democrats and Black Americans. So if it's a 2% difference, they're like, "What's going on with Black people?" They just freak the hell out. So I guess it just depends on what perspective you're coming from. If you're like me and you're like, all right, it's a shift for a demographic that doesn't often shift. So maybe that means something. Or maybe it's just Trump. Maybe it was just that Kamala was the bad candidate. Like, I think there needs to be more of a trend. Maybe the next election cycle, or maybe the next couple election cycles, that would really give us an idea if people, not just Black Americans, but just in general, if people are truly straying away from the Democratic Party, or are they exercising their independence and just choosing the least worst option? So
Mm,
it's a difficult question to answer because I think it's multifaceted. But I do think that if I was to just kind of like, if I was to read the room a little bit, I've met way more people who are Black, and I've actually there was a study or a little bit of survey that I was conducting that was supposed to get published, but it didn't work out, where people are more vocal, who are Black, more vocal to show their disdain or disappointment for Democrats or a Democrat candidate than I've ever seen before, and openly stating so. So even if they weren't supporting Trump, there's a bit of, I would say, like political homelessness that's being experienced for many Black Americans, where they're not fully on board when it comes to Republicans or maybe Trump or something of that nature. There's something that hasn't completely sold them on that, but they also feel like the Democrats aren't doing anything for them either. So I think
mm,
that there's a growth in independence, and I think sometimes people presume that if you vote for one particular party, that you're just in love with that party. And many
mm,
people vote because of pragmatism. So if all you know is the Democrat Party and the Democrat Party is the only one reaching out, even if they're not really doing much for you, but you're not being sold by the other side, you are actually open to it, then you might just keep voting for the Democrats. Or if you live in an
mm,
area that only has Democrats who are running for your seat, then the choice becomes clear as far as which party. And then it's a matter of, are you voting for the socialist or are you voting for the moderate Democrat? Like,
mm,
it's far more complicated than I think a lot of people on the right think it is.
mm, mm.